Hello guys and welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Once again, I hope you're well, I hope you're safe. I'm Greg and I'm going to be giving you my predicted lineup and a little bit of injury news for Wednesday's game against Norwich, where hopefully we'll look to get a bit of revenge for the reverse fixture earlier this season. So I've just come off the back of Carlo Ancelotti's press conference and he said the squad will be completely unchanged, so no new injuries, and it also means that Yerry Mina and Theo Walcott aren't back, but they should be back quite soon. And the other big changes, last week I said I didn't know what had happened to Schneiderlin. It's now confirmed that he's gone. His transfer has gone through to Nice, undisclosed fee at the moment, but from what I read earlier, it looked around 2 to 3 million, which is a good bit of business considering he could have gone on a free, and it's quite a bit of a wage split that's now opened up. And then lastly, Sidibe still has his knock that we haven't heard much about. So going into the team, I think our biggest issue, and it's what Marco Silva confirmed himself. Marco Silva, I'm still there, am I? Carlo Ancelotti confirmed himself. Fitness is going to be a huge issue. So these players have just come back from having their sort of cardio levels dropped considerably over isolation. And now they're having, they've had the game on Sunday, which was intense, a lot of defending, a lot of off the ball work. They've now got this game on Wednesday. They've got another game on Monday. That's quite an intense fixture list for players who have been out of the game for sort of 2 or 3 months. So where we see changes in the lineup, it's going to be more fitness based, and that's one thing to remember. The other thing to remember is this is my prediction, not my ideal team if everyone's fit and healthy, So that being said, I think Pickford keeps his place in goal. Obviously we had the 2 keepers on the bench, which I thought was strange, but if Ancelotti was only ever going to use the 3 subs, then I guess he was just using up an extra space. It's Pickford in goal, Luca Dean at left back. In fact, my whole back line is unchanged. I'll say that. We don't have Mina back, so there's no point him contesting. We don't have Sidibe back, so there's no point me thinking he might contest. The only difference might be in terms of the fitness of Holgate or Keane. Potentially could Branthwaite come in. For now, I'm going to say an unchanged back line. And in the same respect, if Dean's feeling unfit, then Leighton Baines could come in and put a shift in. We've seen where he came back in, he hadn't missed a beat. He scored that great goal against Leicester in the Cup, so I'd be happy with him coming in. But for now, I'm going to say an unchanged back line, fitness permitting. And when I say fitness, once again, I reiterate, I don't mean injury. I mean just basic cardio level. And then the midfield is where I make my first change. This might have just been my observation, but I thought that Andre Gomez looked really quite unfit. Especially towards the later part of the game, the last half an hour, not half an hour, sorry, the last half an hour he played, where he was really puffing. Maybe because he'd just come back from an injury, he's had a spat of injuries as well as the isolation. I'd probably leave him out just for that fitness to get back up to par, and that's where I'd bring Sigurdsson in. Not happy about it, but a real lack of options to sit next to Davies. He's played okay before in that sort of drop back midfield role. The other thing I could possibly see happening is Iwobi being brought inside to play next to Davies, but I wouldn't be trialling that sort of untested combination. I think they both have the real propensity to make a few mistakes, and that would be quite dangerous. So I'm going to say Sigurdsson and Davies. And then the other fitness change for me would be Bernard on the left. He's got good fresh legs. Gordon, I thought, played very well. I was happy with his performance, and I'd save him for the last 30 minutes. I'd definitely give him some time. I just think keep Bernard, put Bernard in, see what he can do. He's not a bad backup, and I love that Dean Bernard connection. Again, due to a lack of options, I think it's Iwobi staying out right. He looked fit at least. He did a lot of running. Sidibe can't contest him. The only other thing I could potentially see happening would be Richarlison move there. And Moise Kean start up top, but personally, I see it being Iwobi because Moise Kean seems to be a better substitute option than Iwobi late on in the game. So for me, Iwobi starts out right, and then the unchanged forward line of Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, who so nearly came close to connecting for that Merseyside derby winning goal. This is a chance for them both to get their scoring tallies up a bit, especially against this Norwich side that's really looking quite deflated at the moment, haven't really come back from the break with that punch that they need for this sort of great escape. So that's the team for me. Pickford in goal, an unchanged back line of Dean, Holgate, Keane and Coleman. Sigurdsson and Davies in the midfield with Bernard and Iwobi on each side. And then Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison up front. Obviously, this is a harder one to do because there's the fitness issues. We haven't seen them play for a while, these players. We don't know what Ancelotti's thought in training. So, you guys might have different views on this. Would you start Moise Kean up front and Richarlison on the right? Would you have Gordon retaining his spot? Would you try someone like Benny Beningame in the midfield next to Tom Davies? Or would you just start Gomez? Do you think I'm insane that he looked unfit? Would you give Branthwaite the start, considering it's Norwich? But remember, they did sting us twice when we played them in the reverse fixture, so not ones to be underestimated. But other than that, guys, I hope you're well. I hope you're safe again. And let's hope for a good result.